Welcome back to his channel. The big guy will be here soon. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Well, here's the big man, the streamer.
Thank you, Sam. I am the big guy. Sure. All right. Time for Thursday night stream. Hopefully everyone's having a good night, good week.
So are you streaming tomorrow, big guy?
There is no telling. Here at Corey Bond Studios, we fly by the seam of our pants.
Well, if you are, I won't be with you. So everybody, I won't be doing his insurance because I will be gone. I'll be somewhere else, okay? But I'll be back next Friday, so I'll be back like on Monday. So I'll be back on Monday, maybe Tuesday, like Wednesday and stuff. And but I'll actually be back on Friday, and then yeah.
Riley Parker, how you doing this evening? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, yeah, what's up, Riley Parker? How's your night going?
Let's see here.
Hey, Riley, how's your night going?
All right, time to get started here. She says, mine's going well. How's yours?
Mine's great. Hey, you should check out my new video sometime. My most recent one, Mike Glue ASMR, if you haven't already.
Yeah, some pretty good ASMR videos. All right, we need some coordinates.
We're gonna make his new wrestling music soon, so be ready for that. Well, guys, I won't be here for long because I gotta hit some hay soon because I got school in the morning. So, hope you enjoy the stream.
Thank you, Sam.
Peace. Hey, have you ever heard of this guy, Main Event Jey Uso? He's like the guy that says yeet from wrestling, so, peace, yeet, see ya, peace out.
$183.40. $605, $170. I'll put one of these right here on the corner. Make it kind of ruin this. Oops. I can ruin this corner area. Do I have two of these? Why do I have two ground images? That's not needed. How odd. Let's put that back at 0, 0. just placing some of these Fisher items which will spawn and prevent tower placement. So I want to put them at strategic locations to inhibit the player. So we're going to do, oh, I think 750, 490. All right, we'll start with that. Probably do 3 for each level. So I'm going to go and delete those off now. So it's Fisher and Fisher spawn point. Let me get... All right, so let's do the events. So this is level 7. So when the level starts, we're going to do a check to see... It's fine.
Night, Riley. See you soon.
So right here, we're going to do a check, a conditional check. So we need to look at a global variable. Let me see here. What did I... How did I structure this? How did I structure this structure? So right here, if the oh, okay, so it's a true false in there. Sure spawn. All right, let me open up my actual variables here. Wondering why I even used... Why did I even use a structure for this? That's what I want to know. Okay, so these are individual numbers. That's a Boolean. So, all right, that'll be fine. I did it because it was fine. So if that is true, then we will create the Fisher objects. So the spawn point, I guess we'll create the spawn points. So one of them at 180, 340 on the not sure. Let's see. We want to probably put these on the base layer and then hide them. All right, then we're going to move or create one at 605, 170, and 750, 490. Then we'll do a for each. For each object, for each Fisher spawn point, you'll hide the spawn point. That should work. And then for every other level, I'll just need to manually set that up again, but that's just part of having handcrafted levels. And then what I'll do from there is I need to go down. So those are the spawn points. And then further down it's going to be sort of a random event that the actual fissures will spawn at those points. All right, so the question now is, where do I want to do that? Let's see, probably... Let me copy this. So this condition right here, I'm going to copy that. Recurring scene updates. I think I'll say Add a new event here. So if fissures can spawn, then we will say, and also if the number of the fissures on the scene is less than, let's see, we'll say less than 4, meaning 3. Then I think I need like a local variable. I need something to trigger this. Tell you what, I'm going to disable that. I'm going to just start off with having these things created to begin with. So let's say repeat for each instance of fissure spawn point. We will hide it, and then let's also create the fiery particle. At center X and center Y. That will go on the effects layer and hit OK. So for each one, hide the spawn point and then create the fissure there. Let's see how this looks. And in order for this to work, tell you what, let's do this completely from in-game. By default, this should not turn on. By default, it should not turn on, but if all goes well... Oh, wait, I see one right here. Why is there one right here? Oh, I left one on the scene. Okay. One more time. If all goes well, then we will leave the level. We'll go back to the scene modification level or menu. Let's see. You know, I need to create a button to leave the game. Let me do that real quick. So whenever the pause button is clicked, we need another button for things like this. So, and the player will need it too. Let me take the pause button. Where'd it go? I want to duplicate it. We'll call it end game button. Call it quit. Or give up. It's funnier that way. So now, whenever the pause button is clicked, so pause, search, right here. Whenever the pause button is clicked, create the end game button at, let's say, let's see if I can get this perfectly centered. So it'll be is it scene? I thought it was like scene bounding box or something. Scene window width divided by 2. So scene window width divided by 2. And then we need it to move a little bit this way to the left. Do I have that right on this? Yeah, so a little bit this way to the left. So that'll be divided by 2 minus minus the end game button width divided by 2. There it is. End game button width divided by 2. Something like that. And then this one's going to be height. Height. Yeah, let's try that. And that'll be on the UI layer and hit OK. Then if the Boolean value of the scene variable paused is false, we're going to do another check here. We'll say if the end game button if it exists, and we will delete it. Then we also need a check up above where we actually click that button, and if it's clicked, we leave the game. And later we'll do a pop-up menu asking, "Are you sure?" Yeah, we'll do it right here. If the end game button is clicked, we'll say trigger once. Probably don't need trigger once here, but then we'll say change the scene. And sure, play clicky sound. We'll change the scene to, let's see. I guess world map is fine. Sure. All right, let's save that progress and then test it. If all goes well, the button will be centered and be created and all that. So there it is. It's okay. It looks like it's spawning at center, but it's not actually dividing in half. So it needs to be shifted halfway left and halfway up, but whatever. So if I click the give up button, that was weird. It's kind of bugging out on me. All right, let's restart. It's probably my computer. but the cursor went invisible. Gotta look around my light there. All right, test it again. So pause. And it's a little bit weird because the pause button changes the time scale to 0. So the button affects pause as well. That's kind of odd. I'm not sure if I want that. So click the give up button. Man, that's so weird. The cursor is invisible. Even the system cursor. Excuse me. Hey, Tall Okie, what's going on, dude? I haven't even seen you on here. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've polished it up just a little bit over the year. So Discord told you I was streaming? I didn't even know it could do that. Did it tell you in your channel? Like your personal one or what? Oh, nice. That's pretty hilarious. Well, how have you been, man? We need to play some more pickleball soon. Blaze, why'd you skip school yesterday? So what I'm going to do here is spawn a few of these map thingies. Oops. My cursor went invisible and I have no idea why. So I'm going to do this. So there's one right there. That one has fissures. So I'm going to apply that one. And the global variable should change. And we get fiery fissures when we play the level. If I can find the button. Okay, so they did spawn, but we're not getting the fiery particle emitter coming out of them. But yeah, Taloki, have you been, has the campaign been going all right? You're listening to Sonic Symphony 2025. Well, that sounds pretty dope. Is that like an actual symphony? Alright, that seems pretty good. Let me see why the fiery particle emitters are not spawning, but the actual fissures worked. Finally in the end game. Oh man, I bet. It's crazy how long the campaign's been going, and it seems like it's been relatively steady sessions over the years. I mean, I hated to have to drop out again, but it does seem like the more people, the more complex the scheduling gets. So it seems like maybe more likely the campaign can continue. Dang. Has there been like a big shift in your, is it your science museum schedule or the other job? Or both? Blaze says it's a video someone recorded of Sonic Symphony 2025 World Tour in Washington, D.C. that took place in January. Yeah, that sounds really awesome. I wish I could go to one too. Yeah, the World Tour. Okay, so repeat for each instance. This is the part that's not... I'm going to log a message to the console here. Right, what did I just do? Add an action, console. I'm going to log a message. It doesn't matter what it says at all, so I'm just going to say tall oaky. And if we get that message, we know this is true. If we don't get it, we know it's not true. Over here in the debugger. Thunder's been clumped this year, but landed on a bunch of Wednesdays. We're going to do today, but a random museum event popped up. Dang. Sounds busy on both fronts. I was near the Science Museum the other day, or the last weekend we went to the zoo. But since you probably weren't inside, I didn't go looking. And yeah, Blaze, being in a different country kind of puts a damper on things, unless you have a lot of time and some money. But if it's a world tour, I wonder if they go to Mexico. To a city near you. Alright, so I need to leave the level. And we're going to go back. Let's create a map with fissures on it. Apply the mods. Go back to the level. And this is where we're going to look for the message in the console. And we have 3 tall oakies here. So that means that it did register the event as true. It seems like we're just not seeing the particles. Right there. I don't know about Genius. Yeah, check 2026. All right. Create fissure. Oh, this is the issue. I didn't even create the thing I'm looking for. So I need, what's it called? What did I name it? Red Flame. I think I need to rename it so I can actually find it. I'll call it fissure particles. There we go. Everything was working. I just need to do the thing that I want to do. Fissure particles. This will be on the effects layer. This one will be on the base layer. I think that's how I want to do it. Because you could put a tower over it, technically. And if it gets created first, then the towers will appear to be on top of it, which is preferred. Could also apply a Z order to it, which I might do. Alright, so from here I need to leave, go to the maps with my invisible cursor, create a map, apply it, go back into the level. There we go. We've got fiery fissures. Alright, so what I want next, though, is to apply damage to a tower, set them on fire if they're too close. So, what kind of a distance are we talking here? Probably like... probably like a 50 pixel radius. Something like that. So... What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle showing the radius of each of those things. So let me go down to other objects. Repeat, close this group. Why can't I close it? I think GDevelop's bugging out again. No confirmation in 26, but they do it in Mexico. Well, it's always prone to change, you know. Tours get... other places could get canceled, and your area, your neck of the woods could get put on the agenda, so might be worth keeping an eye on. And I'm going to close this out. It's bad. My goodness. GDevelop just did an update, so it could let's do autosave. Could very likely be my computer, but it could be from the update that just got pushed out. All I'm trying to do is collapse a few events here. Save that. You're at live and learn in the video. Yeah, GDevelop had an update. What did they update? I didn't even look, to be honest. Right here. So refine free conditions and actions. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't break anything. Usually they don't break things, but refine free conditions and actions search to give priority to results with the search word. All right, so they did a search update, ensure behaviors are compatible with the object before pasting them. That makes sense. Change documentation pages. Allowed to swap assets of any object type. That's good. That seemed to be missing earlier. Bug fixes. There's a 3D fix. Doesn't apply to me. Fix games sometimes disappearing from the dashboard. That's not good. Text input various. City Escape is dope. City Escape takes me back because I played that when it was new. I played it on Nintendo GameCube. So I got the GameCube. I don't know what year that was. Whatever year GameCube came out. And I think we got like 2 games with it. One was, I think it was Sonic Adventure 2 with City Escape. And then we also got Star Fox. So I wasn't a huge console gamer, but those were some games I played. So City Escape is a bit nostalgic for me. Let's see, I'm going to finish looking through here. Fix expression visibility. Assets, new prefab player avatar. Display the avatar of a player in a multiplayer game. Alright, those seem fine. Doesn't seem like they should impact my game in any negative way. Just keep collapsing some stuff though. Let's close that one. Close that one. And that one. That one is giving me trouble. What is up with that one? Because whenever I try to collapse that one, the game crashes or freezes. What do I think I can add to the splash art? Are you talking about the one that you just now sent me? Yeah, the one you sent. Let's open it up here. Let's take a look. So here's what I'm thinking. If you're talking about this one. What comes to mind when I look at this one is more the composition, the structure. So if you look at the 2/3 lines, which would be here and about where somewhere about here where the tree leaves are. So those two areas, since the tower is the subject along with perhaps the darkness, those seem to be the two subjects. And especially as a tower defense, the tower should be pretty dominant as one of the two subjects. So I would move it away from the border, and I would actually move it onto one of these 2/3 lines. So the tree is pretty good. I would almost mirror the tree with a tower here, somewhere over here, to give it some balance. Or at least to give it some visibility. But those are my thoughts. But yeah, man, you have a good night, and good luck if you manage to make it to school tomorrow. Okay, now hopefully the game doesn't crash on me, and hopefully my cursor... Yep, see you later, Blaze. Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully the game doesn't crash on me here, and hopefully my cursor shows up again. Let's go straight into this level here and see what happens. So from here it seems to work. Create, and then let's apply, go into the level. Okay, we're getting these things. Why did it do that? I'm gonna try applying the Z order behavior to those things. I don't like to use too many behaviors because they can slow down the game, but let's see how it works. Oh, I keep saying Z order. It's Y. It's called Y sort, but it sets the depth using the Z order. So apply, and then let's preview that. Actually, I need to... There's one other thing I need to do with it. So we gotta leave. Something about leaving the level is really messing this up. So odd. So create, apply. Go into the level, put a tower on it, boom. Now we cannot see the fissure coming through. A boss just spawned. Oddly enough, why isn't this one working? What is going on with this one? Corey's confused. Those two are working. Why is that one not working? What the heck? Maybe I put it on a different layer somehow? Let's take a look. Where am I? I mean, they're on the base layer, all three of them, I think. Base, base, base. And then create object fissure at... For each one of those, create the object there on the base layer. What the heck? Why would one of them be different? No idea. I have no idea. So create 1, 2, 3. Those are identical events, identical layers. And then we're using the exact same event repeated to create each of them. So there should be no difference there. We can get rid of this message where we log Taloki to the console. Then creating the particles at the same position, but on the effects layer. Let's see here. I feel like just running the level again, but instead of doing what I was doing, I'm just gonna, for testing purposes, set the global variable to true by default. Hit apply, and then we can just play the level with the fissures present. See how this goes. Alright, so if we put a tower smack on top of that, oh man, we can still see it. But not the other ones. And I need a way to get rid of that. I thought I told it... That's annoying too. Get rid of that one. There seems to be no point at which Z order is applying on this bottom one. What it should be doing is appearing underneath these towers. And I also need to fix that, the quit button real quick. Okay. So right here, if the end game button is clicked, it does the thing. If the, what I really need though is the pause button. Let's see. So if the pause button is clicked, tell you what, I'm going to move that here. So if the variable paused is true, it'll create the button. And let's give that a test. Okay, that's better. And since it doesn't like to do the math on this thing, let's just say minus 60. Oops. Something like that. I think I might know why the cursor is doing that. I think I know why. Let me try, and it shouldn't carry over, so we're gonna find out, but end game, where'd it go? End game button is clicked. We're gonna try showing the cursor. Let's try this. There we go. Problem solved. Create an object. Apply, go into the level. So confused about that one. What if... What if we just try moving it a little bit? Will it make any difference at all? So that's going to be the one that's farthest to the right, I think. So it's this bottom one. What if we even change the creation order? Does that have any effect on it? Since I really don't know why it's acting differently, I'm just going to have to do some trial and error. Okay, no effect doing that. What if we change it to, let's say 280, 280. Run that one. Okay, there it is over here. So that one works, that one works. Wow, so changing the position did have an effect. Fancy that. Huh, okay, so... I wish I knew why. Since I don't want it there, let's pick another spot and see if that works. Let's put it... We could try right here at about 1010, 460. Let's hide this text as well. Okay, it's not happy there either. It seems to be... Hold on, there seem to be a couple things happening here. Let me go to my debugger. I might have extra ones spawning that I don't want. Yeah, in fact, we've got 6. It still wouldn't explain why they're showing up on top, but that's not ideal. Where did I say to spawn? Let me see here. It's fish. It's saying there's something up here pertaining to the fishers. Hmm. Let's see here. So Where did I tell it to spawn these things periodically? That's what I want to know. That's what I'd like to know. Oh, this is the one right here. So I had this one spawning them randomly. Okay, so let's disable that. We could go that route later. Right now I just want solid ones. So there we go. That solves that issue. Let's save and then test again. I think it won't fix the Z order on that one because it's being mean to me, but let's run this again anyway. All right, those two are good. That one is still not good. So is it just a matter of where it lies on the y-axis? So let's see, that's at 460. What if I put it at, let's say 300? Okay, it seems to work at 300. What if we move it downward? 360. Because when it comes to the Y order, okay, 360 is visible. So I wonder if, so this is 720 tall. So 720, that's 360 is the halfway point. So if I do 359, will it be visible? I wonder if it will. Run a test. Yeah, on the y-axis, bigger number means further down. Hide the text. Okay, no, it's still not. It's still popping through. What is the magic number then? 320? This is so bizarre. Don't make me go read the documentation, people. $320 is still showing through. What about 305? Okay. This is beyond me. I do not understand. It likes 300 though. I'm gonna basically just stick with that for now. So, but let's not do 300. Let's do 935 to 90. Hopefully it likes that. What was that? 935 to 90. Please accept this. It did accept it. Okay. So now what I want to do is, let's draw a circle, a radius around each one. So let's save that progress. It's kind of crashy tonight. Let's go down to other objects. Where is it? Oh, it's miscellaneous objects. Okay. So miscellaneous objects, we will say, let's do another check. So this will be for the fissures. Number on scene greater than 0. Then what we want to do is, for each one, we want to draw a circle using, let's say, that one. We will locate it at the center X and center Y. And let's give it a 50 pixel radius. Let's give that a little test. I've got about 15 minutes left in this stream. All right, there are our radius, our radii. So now what we want to do is tell the game if the tower is within that radius, set it on fire. All right, let's do that. Let's save the progress. I feel like I should create a scene variable for this. So I'm going to. Call it Bob. Now I'll call it fissure damage radius. It'll be a number and I'll start it out at 50 and apply. And right here I'll plug it in. Okay, and then so if the number unseen, repeat for each one. I guess we'll do a distance check. So repeat for each instance of the fissure. Well, I kind of need to do another repeat for each instance of tower. I want to make sure I stack this efficiently. So I think I'll just say repeat for each instance of the tower base. If we'll say distance between two objects Tower base and Fisher is within 50, but that actually needs to be the radius we just created. So if they're within that radius, then for the tower base, let's set a variable, and it's called, I think it's called burning, or it's on fire. We'll set that to true. We'll actually do one more thing here. We'll say for the tower base variable, if the variable of on fire is false, then set it to true. And let's see how this goes. They should just be burning when I set them down. Okay, so there, it's not on fire. Here, it's still not on fire. Okay, that's not working very well. Let's take a look over here at the debugger. Let's see what the variable for the tower base is. On fire is false. One of them's true, but it's not. Let's see which one. Well, false, false, false. Oh, wait, no. False, false, true, true. Okay, which one is which? So 456, 200 has to be this one. 456, 554, 888. So the ones to the farthest to the right are set to on fire. Okay, no idea what just happened there. It looked like the tower disappeared. All right, so let's search for, I think I'm gonna have to look at the documentation real quick. Let's look at gdevelop distance between two objects. Right here. Compare the distance between two objects. If condition is inverted, only objects that have a distance greater than specified will be picked. Right, we know that. I want to know, what is it measuring from? Is it from the center? So gdevelop distance between two objects. Hey, thanks for the hearts. Appreciate the support. Much appreciado. Distance between two objects. Measure from center. I'll type it as a question. It'd be cool if my stream counted the hearts like TikTok does. Let me see if ChatGPT knows. Okay. In gdevelop, does the function distance between two objects measure from the center of each object? or does it measure from the edge of each object? Hope everyone's night's going pretty well. We're almost to the weekend, people. Almost there. Hang in there. In GDevelop, the distance between two objects function measures the distance from the center of each object, not from their edges. This means it calculates the straight line distance between the central points, origin points of the two objects. Okay, so that sentence right there is contradictory in GDevelop specifically, because GDevelop, the origin point is not necessarily the center. It's usually the top left corner. The center is the center. If you're trying to measure the distance between the edges, you would need to factor in the size of the objects manually by adjusting the calculation accordingly. For example, subtracting half the width and height of each object. Huh. I have to sit here and argue with ChatGPT. It says, you're right. In GDevelop, the origin point can be set to different positions within an object, such as the center, top left corner, other points. The distance between two objects function measures the distance between the origin points of the two objects, not their centers. So I had to correct ChatGPT there. It says, so if the origin points are set to, for example, the top left corners of the objects, the function will measure the distance between those points, not the geometric center. Okay. That is good to know. That's kind of what I thought was going on too. So let me check on the tower base what those points look like. Let's do a search base, tower base, and edit points. Yeah, so we do in fact have yeah, the origin point's way up there. What would break if I moved that to the geometric center? We're going to mess around and find out. I'm going to move it to 48, 48. And let's just see what happens. Apply. And then if that's the case, so that's 48, 48. So if it's a radius of 50, that should be pretty close. All right, let's just run that. And then, so that's from... I think, instead of measuring from the Fisher sprites, I'm going to do something else here. It's going to be very similar, actually. Let me just actually delete this. Let me copy this and paste it. Then delete that. So instead of measuring from that, we're going to measure from the spawn point, which is more specific and at the center of the fissure. And we're not going to draw anything there. Well, we technically could, couldn't we? We, us, all of us. Maybe that would be better. Fissure spawn point. Center X. Oops. And center Y. This might be more accurate. I think it's going to work better. Just about to wrap up here for the evening, but it's going pretty well. Repeat for each instance of the fissure spawn point. Let's copy that. So if the tower base distance to that spawn point is below 50 pixels and the variable of the tower base is false, change the variable on fire of tower base set to true. And let's do one other thing here. For the tower base, let's change the color. Or the tint. And let's just set that to like sort of an orangey. Let's give this a test. As a kid in school, I never thought I'd be administering so many tests. All right, whoa, okay, so that's what's gonna break. The tower heads are not centered. Okay, this is annoying. Let's see here. How do I want to fix it? I think this is good though. I think in the long run this will be more accurate for a few things, like measuring distance from enemies to the tower. That kind of thing. So I think I need to keep it and adjust other things accordingly. So there's one other thing I want to check though, which is the on fire variable and the conditions I use it, the actions I use with it. So on fire right there, there are 9 results. Oh. Okay, so here's something we could change. I need to extract these actions and then do a, so that's part of the tower base. I need to do a for each tower base. So right here, I'm going to paste. If the variable on fire of tower base is true, and I might need one more object variable for knowing if it's got the flames appended to it. So let's open up the object, go to the variables. So we've got on fire. We'll say has on fire particles as a Boolean, set to false by default. Then, so if it's true, and then also if on fire particles is false, then we're going to set the on fire particles to true, and then create the flame particles. Maybe even change the tint. What do you say? Tower base tint. Let's make it kind of a dark gray. If then what? We'll deal with and then what later. Let's go back down. Right here, I'm pretty sure I can delete all this from here. Oops. Save. So on fire. Keep going. Right here. So we don't need the tint thing now. So if on fire is false, set that to true. And let's test. Let's see if the towers start burning, if they're close enough. Okay, it is burning. The tint is not remaining. Why is the tint not remaining? Yo, George, what's going on? That's a lot of C's in my name, bro. That is a lot of C's. How's your Friday going over there? And why is this tint not remaining? Let's go up and find out why. On fire. Okay, so if that. Oh, there's probably something else, which means I'm probably actually wasting processing power changing the tint every frame normally. So right here, if I think it's this exact one here. So if the number of tower base, if the variable frozen is false, I need to also say if the variable which one? On fire is false. But I do believe that this right here, I'm going to add a comment. I want to change this later, but I'm not going to change it right now. So also I need to move to a condition. Let's try. I think this will work now. So they should stay dark when they're burning. There we go. All right, that's pretty good, pretty good. I need to change the indicator now. So let's say indicator. Draw. Let's see. Because I moved that point, the origin point. So if the indicator is visible, change the tint of the indicator. Change the tint of the indicator to white. Draw a circle at the indicator center. I think what I need though is the indicator itself to be moved. Let me think. Let me think. George is working. So I'm going to type this into the chat. I think it's actually going to be up here under recurring updates. Hey, Vass18, how's your Friday going? Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully you're ready for the weekend. I'm just over here chasing down bugs that I keep creating in my game, so It's the story of my life. It's all good though. At the moment, I'm trying to update the indicator whenever you're clicking on a tower upgrade button. How long have I been coding? I've been coding off and on for about a decade. I've been using this particular game engine for a couple of years now. What about you? Are you a coder or a programmer? Thanks for the follow, by the way. You just started to like a month ago? Nice. Are you in school for it, or are you just doing it for fun, like as a hobby? Alright, and I'm going to find out what I need to change here. I'm trying to keep it all in my head, but it's not working very well. Made a personal website inspired by The Matrix. Nice. So inspired by The Matrix. Is it like black with the green text kind of stuff, or what are you saying? All right, so right now if I click, the tower would appear to go right where that tower indicator is, but it's going to move up there, so it's off by half the X width and half the Y height. So that's what I need to change. I want, in fact, let me see, when you click on this thingy, yeah, so I want to keep where it places a new tower. I want to change the indicator point. Yeah, what's the website? Is it live? Go for it. I tried to make a couple websites myself, or like I did. None of them were great. Let's see. Try putting it in the chat there. I don't know. There we go. All right. Nice. So you're just doing this for a hobby, you said. Nice. Oh, so this is what VAS stands for right here. Look at that highlight color and everything. They're draggable objects. And you're playing a song there. Let me see if I can hear it. Let me pause mine. Not sure I can hear this song. Oh, you can't hear it. It's linked to your last FM. Okay, nice. Cool beans. So let's see. Projects. I like the Pac-Man as well. Quest Unplayed says, you were AFK. It's going great, just tired, like always. George, you're speaking my language, man. I can relate to that so hard. I hope you get some rest over the weekend, though. My projects. I like the effect when you highlight these things. It continues the effect that's on the letters. Let's see. I think... Looks like you have some images here that are not coming through. It looks like the link to the images is broken. But that's pretty cool anyway. Don't have enough projects. Oh, gotcha. Don't have, let's see, so a social media platform for chefs to share their recipes, lorem ipsum or whatever. All right. Yeah, I see what you're doing, though. You're building it out. Got a 404. That actually ended me here. So the about me will kill it. Blogs. I don't write blogs. I don't write blogs either. I don't think enough people care. And what do we have here? Like for real, I wish I just have one entire day to myself where I can just take a nap the entire day. Yeah, that would be a rarity. Get some stuff that I like. All right, so that's... It's a pretty cool bird ASCII image as well. Cool beans. So, you said you just started coding like a month ago. So did you just start like your all coding at all only 1 month ago? Like including HTML, CSS, and everything in JavaScript? George, yes, I've got Twitch going as well. That's what the other chat is. Which actually, it looks like it's... Oh, there we go. It was cutting off the bottom of the chat. I still need to work on my setup here a little bit. I'm getting there slowly. Pretty cool website. That's a lot of fun. That's better than the ones I did for school. I have a partially completed comp sci degree. Let's see. It should be the same. Let me take a look here. Not the same, but I think it's channel. Yeah, I just got it to repeat. Now this is the channel. It's Suave Essence. In fact, pause that. I'm kind of annoying myself. So yeah, it's twitch.tv/Suave Essence. You knew a bit of HTML, CSS, and JS from school. Then you did React for a week and got a good hold on it. Decided to make the website. Nice. Well, it seems like every project you work on definitely carries over to another project. I know personally, the more I so like that's 1 month for you, and then I bet if you keep going, then in 2 months you will have doubled your skill. All right, we got George on Twitch now. So that Quest Unplayed jumped over to Twitch. Nice. Quest Unplayed also is has a podcast where they review video game folk. Anyway, yeah, I was saying, so I think in 2 months you will have doubled your skill, and then you'll have doubled that again in 3 months if you keep going. And at some point you'll just look back and say, wow, you'll look at the code and not realize, you won't recognize it anymore because you'll be that much better. You do some robotic stuff. Nice. I went to the AWS reInvent convention recently, and the theme is all artificial intelligence and machine learning, and they had a few robotics vendors out there who were kind of like live demoing, like for example race cars that were not like a remote controlled race car, just like a free moving race car following paint on the road, on the ground. And they would make errors, you know, because they're in the middle of learning. But it was interesting to watch them with all their various gadgets and stuff. Some were better than others, we can say that much. All right, right here, change the position of the indicator. We're going to say mouse X minus, I think it's 48. That's definitely a hard-coded number, but I'll know if it changes because it's the indicator, so it should be fine. Snapping that to a grid using cells with a width of 8 pixels and a height of 8 pixels. And an offset position of negative 64, 64. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. Let's test it though. This is the GDevelop engine. It's a little bit lesser known, but it's super awesome because it's beginner friendly. It's beginner friendly, but it can get as advanced as you want it to be. It's free. It's free. It can also run in a browser, or you can get the desktop download, which is what I use. You can also run it from a mobile app. And on the back end, it uses JavaScript, so you can actually run the games in browser with no downloads if you prefer. But you can, of course, export it to any platform you want, pretty much. So yeah, GDevelop. And Pop C Pump / Quest Unplayed has been a huge supporter, so I appreciate it. But yeah, it's pretty easy. So for example, it uses a visual scripting here, which is rather intuitive. So instead of typing out raw code, if you prefer, you can use these events and they just read like exactly what they are. You know, so if this button is clicked, then show the cursor and change the scene. Pretty straightforward. Can also do, you can also insert JavaScript sections right here if you want to use raw code. So there's no limitation. And I've been on this project for almost 1 year now. So, which means you're coming onto my stream as I'm getting ready for my first public playtest. So we're getting very close to the finish line here. It's a Dark Tower defense game where you will customize the risk reward. The darker it gets, the harder it gets. And you can add various effects to the levels to basically make it harder with more rewards. George, not yet. I wanted to be strategic about when I launched the page so that, well, I want to launch the page when it's at least in beta. Right now it's in alpha, right? So as soon as I'm ready for beta, I'm going to stand up the page. I've got the cover art ready to go and just about everything else. I've got the Steam page partially built on the back end. It's just not public. And I'd be happy to chat with you at the same time for Quest Unplayed when that time rolls around, if you're interested. Getting there though. I'm trying to get through these stinking bugs. But in terms of features, they're almost all in the game now. I'm looking forward to it. Gonna be honest though, I do most of my development in the evenings. Oh, why are these not spawning the when I'm the most cooked? Well, not cooked. That has a different meaning. When I'm the most brain fried. So these are examples of difficulties I can add into the game. I pick one that I want, and I add it to the level. Kind of like Scratch, yeah. I'm not a software engineer. I am a cybersecurity. I'm a cybersecurity professional. So I talk to software engineers as a third-party cybersecurity assessor. Appreciate it, George. So I need to start uploading content, start social channels, Discords before launch. Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what I've been slowly getting at. But definitely need to lean more into that 100%. You're right about that. Like a hacker, kind of like a hacker. I'm not a hacker, although I have some practice and certifications. But my company has a team of hackers. Not my company. The company I work for has a team of hackers who do white hat penetration testing. I'm more on the defensive side. I look for vulnerabilities so that third-party cloud service providers can fix them. Yeah, appreciate it, George. And to be honest, this is my first commercial release, so there are going to be a lot of lessons learned along the way. And yeah, I'm gonna make some mistakes, but if I can get wisdom along the way, I am all ears. If I want help with art stuff, you can help. Nice. Yeah, I would be open to that, depending on the style and everything. A couple of people have contributed, and so, if there's something that would be a good fit, I do have a credit scene here. This is just a placeholder, but I have a few names here that I've added in, so there's plenty of room for contributors here. I could use a few UI elements and things like that. Also, if you would like to make a custom cursor, excuse me, we could always put those into the game as like a fun little cursor skin or whatever. So the one that you see on screen now is custom, and I could make more of those too, or have people make them. Anyone can be a contributor, 100%. Spirit lifter. I need it sometimes, not gonna lie. Okay, and it looks like I just found a new bug here. So all of these fiery fissures should have a circle showing the radius, and all of a sudden 2 of them don't. But yeah, if you're interested in helping with art stuff, join the Discord. I'll pop it up here. The link to the Discord is in the YouTube. Let's see, you're on Twitch, aren't you? It's just called Korybon Studios. But the link, let me see if I can find you the link. That way we can share art. See if that works for you. Okay, I was looking for, first of all, let's save the progress here. Kind of got moved in two different directions. I need to find, let's see, search Fisher. Go down. So right here, I said if the number of them, oh, this is why. So let's just drag that down. That should fix that problem. There we go. They're spawning their radii circles. And then for this, we want the indicator not to be there. Not there. We want it somewhere else. But let's save this. George, I don't know if you, we were talking about contributors. I don't know if you know, but you're listed as a studio contributor in the Discord channel. I put you into that category. Yeah, I put you on there. I didn't make a whole lot of different categories, but you provide support to what I do. So for that reason. Okay, let's go to the indicator up top here. Yeah, man. You've been very supportive all along. So definitely appreciate it. So change the position of the indicator and then snap it. So what was this before? An offset position of -64. Now I'm confusing myself. Was this at 0 before? And then Okay, so I think what's happening is the tower... Yeah, the indicator top left and top... Yeah, the top left corner of the indicator is going to the cursor point location. Which is why I wanted to offset it here. And I thought I wanted to offset it differently, but let's try... So what about negative 64? Something like this. Ooh. How odd. Yeah, I knew changing these was going to be a bit of a pain. Let's see. So we're snapping it to the grid. 64. Okay, so the indicator's fine. Now it's just putting the tower even further away. That's the issue. So it's doing that. I think I'm happy with the indicator position. The tower's being built differently. So let's move down there. 64, that's correct. What's it called? Build towers? All right, we're gonna do search for indicator. Go down, tower upgrades. Where do I create the initial tower? Where do I put that code? Where, oh where? Gonna find it here in just a second. right here. Yeah, tower upgrades. So it's under tower upgrades. Why did I name it that? So select, deselect or buy towers. So create tower base at position. Indicator dot point X, which is the top left. Okay, so that makes sense then. But now what I'll need to do is, let me double check the size of the sprite. That is 96 by 96. So 48. 48 is half. Plus 48. All right, let's try that. So it's an indicator dot center. Okay, that's a little bit rough. We want to do, let's not do indicator center. Let's do tower base center. All right, let's run a preview on that. This should be better. Should be, being the keyword. Yes. That looks much better. Still need to double check some things like that. In fact, the moon tower's been annoying me lately. And yeah, so these tower head ones, what is going on with that? Why am I putting it on the UI layer anyway? Let's put that on base layer. I think I did it so we could see it when it gets really dark, but I think I want to change that decision. So what I'm going to do then is, yeah, I put that on the base layer. Stick tower head 1 to tower base. Let me look at that thing. It should be deleting whenever I delete the tower base because of the sticker behavior. Yeah, I said to destroy the object when the object it's stuck on is destroyed. Stick tower head 1 to tower base. Let's see, what if I move that? I'm going to move this up here. Order of events matter when you're doing logic. That could change a lot of things, so I need to be careful here, but let's find out. Mess around and find out. Okay, yeah, that did mess up some things. Let's not do that then. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is call it a night. But making some progress here. Just rehashing a few bugs, but ultimately what's happening is I'm adding in a few things to add greater risk to the levels, such as those fiery fissures and bosses spawning, things like that. So I'm going to keep adding those into the game, and then here pretty shortly, hopefully within the month, get a little public playtest going, get some feedback, and keep improving on the game. So to everyone who's been watching, I hope you have a great night or a great morning wherever you are. And thanks so much for hopping on the stream. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so it's been fun. I'll catch you all next time. And wherever you are and whatever you're working on, I certainly hope that you have fewer bugs than I do. So thanks.